So in this lecture, I'm going to go over the definition of bash scripts, as well as how to set up ROS2 environment using bash script. So bash script, a bash script is a text file containing bash commands that can be executed one after another. So an example of that can be, say, myscript.sh is a bash script that may look like this. So here we have this bash script where we have the bash comments. So for example, echo hello, pwd, ls. So all of these are separate comments, but all together they all forms a bash script. So one important thing is, like, this is a very important command. So when we open Ubuntu terminal and execute this command, so we write down this keyword source before the bash script, the name of the bash script. So this forms source myscript.sh, for example. This will execute every single command within that bash script. So for example, here we have 3 different bash commands in the bash script. So when we write source and the name of that bash script, it's going to execute all of this command. So this is super important because this is what I will be using, or I have been using for my projects for ROS2. And I'm going to be explaining how this works. So I'm going to right now explain how does the .bashrc work in setting up the ROS2 environment. So this thing, the .bashrc is a bash script. It's also a bash script that I already explained what's the bash script. So it's a kind of bash script, but this is automatically created by Ubuntu in the home directory. So for example, for my case, my home directory is this home/arif. So home is the parent directory, /home, like this refers to Linux system, and home is the parent directory. But within that parent directory, there can be multiple users. So this is for, like, generalized for everyone. And so when we have this directory arif, so this particular folder, when I create it, it becomes my directory. So this whole thing, /home/arif, this is my home directory. So when I install this, the Ubuntu already created this bashrc bash script inside this directory, and we have something like this. And this contains a command that is source /opt/ros/jazzy/ setup .bash. So the last portion of this this long path, we can see this this is the file name, which is the setup .bash. So this sets up the or installs the ROS2 in the PC. So since this thing, this bash rc has this thing, if we run this thing, if we somehow source this thing, like we did for the previous example, source myscript.sh, if we write down source.bashrc, this is gonna actually compile. This is gonna execute all the single bash commands within that bash script. And since there is already a bash script, a bash command, which is this one, source/off/ros/jazzy/setup.bash, this is also going to be executed. And this is what I have written, that so as we write, so source, so this is a tilde sign that I already explained in one of the video. So this is a replacement for /home/arif. So this whole thing I can write here, or instead of this I can just write tilde and /bashrc. So this is going to be executing the bash script. And then since, as I mentioned already, we have this setup file inside there, this is going to be executing that as well. So, and here this slash opt slash ROS slash chassis slash setup dot bash. So this whole thing is the path of to the ROS2 setup bash script, which we call setup dot bash. So since this is executed as we execute bashrc, so ROS2 is installed. So every time we open a new Ubuntu terminal, all we have to do is to write down this particular thing, source tilde slash dot bashrc, and this is going to be installing the ROS2 environment for our users, for my users, for my cases, because here, like, I have this directory and directory and bash script which links to the setup file. So that's how just creating the that's how just executing this single command sets up the ROS2 directory.